What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Row Access. So, sorry for the noise of the highway here. I want to show you something pretty special. It's going to be a quick, basically just a recap of what's been going on the last few months. But first things first, behind me here, you will see this will be the site of my very first fabrication shop. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Row Access. Since the last video, I watched them the other day just to try to remember where I was at. I had some daily access videos posted, and then I made about 6 or 7 more, and then I got slam busy, and then I had some time off, and then I did a bunch of renovations to my house. And so I'll take you guys in there and show you just kind of the things I've done if you watch some of the old videos. But basically, it is March 15th, 18th, something like that, and I have been pretty much working 7 days a week since then, minus a little bit of time for hunting. So I decided to come back to South Carolina at the end of the year last year, you know, with all of the projects that I had going on, doing the ice rink stuff, doing some, I did a shutdown in Memphis, Tennessee area, Jackson, Tennessee, and then came back out here, did some renovations, and then in that process, I got linked up with some guys that, you know, saw my truck. They're like, "What do you do?" And I told them, and that has turned into a plethora of work. So I decided to make a division of Row Access, which was my LLC, obviously. If you guys are here, you know what Row Access is. But I had an LLC based out of Colorado when I set it up a couple years ago for doing business there. And I know I keep talking about this business course. I finally got the equipment and stuff set up in the house to start doing some more specific videos and bring it to you a little bit more formal than just random, you know, videos out in front of the camera. Highway was starting to get loud, so I'm gonna walk over towards the house. Anyway, yeah, I got the stuff set up now to where I can do a little bit more formal videos. And of course, I'm getting ready to be busy for the next couple of weeks on a huge project that I got landed with them. But just wrapping up some little bit of odd and ends from last year, and then I got picked up by Home Advisor, which I will explain that at the same time as I do my video on Thumbtack and give you my pros and cons of each. But anyway, yeah, man, things have just been busy. I got the Audi. I hit a deer in. I don't remember if I posted that in here or not. I had a friggin' deer with the Audi last year on the way to the airport. And then I took it to the shop in late December, and I just got it back a few weeks ago, just between parts and time. And he was busy, I was busy. But anyway, been bombing a bunch of trees out back here. If you can kind of see that shop, which is a 20 by 70, but only that spot to the left there. Let's see. My grandpa and I built that when I was like single-digit years old. It's time for a paint job. But it's all open bay, and there's poles every 10 feet, so it just makes it hard to do kind of welding work on. But I just started cutting a bunch of trees out. I'm getting ready to pile all that stuff over there, get it burnt off. But anyway, yeah, just want to give you a quick update on what was going on. Today is Friday. I'm gonna go inside and edit this video and post it today. But I guess my weekly video postings from here on out is just gonna be Guide to the Hustle. Specifically, I want to talk about really just how to stay busy and getting outside of your comfort zone. Now, for me, obviously, I would prefer to just do welding stuff. I would love to just do pipe stuff all the time, but that's not always the case. And one of the worst things that I was ever told was, if it's not round, put it down. And I'm here to tell you that those people will be the ones that are always hunting for work, or definitely won't make as much money as people that are willing to do anything. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people that just want to weld pipe. You do you. But we're all in this to make money, and my motivation this whole time has been to make the most money that I can make reasonable without, you know, being super greedy or too much, because I want to retire early. I have been growing this, and it has now grown to the point to where I'm almost getting ready to cut some guys loose. I have a couple people that are working for me now in small capacities, but I have some opportunities that are coming up very soon. We're looking at in the next month or two to maybe write some contracts on doing some sanitary work. And I don't do sanitary work. You guys that have been following along know that, but I know people that do sanitary work. So basically I got in the position to be the owner of the company and have guys that work under me. So I'll talk about that a little bit more specifically in my business class on how I'm going to structure that. And again, this is just my opinion. It's not financial advice. It's not business advice. It's not legal advice. So do your own research, make your own decisions, because I'm not going to be held liable for something that, you did because I said so, and vice versa. I don't want you to get caught up in something that you might not understand just because you took a little bit of what I said and turned it into something else. But I can tell you what I have done and how it has worked for me. But last year I met a general contractor while I was on a job doing the ice rink thing. And, he saw the rig truck and he's like, what do you do? And I just told him, like I weld and pretty much can do anything and everything. And he was like, okay, cool. And then while I happened to be back there taking that ice rink down, the city was actually holding a conference that day to bid on some projects. And they were bidding, putting up some steel structures. And I'll have some video stuff from that next week. It has been a whirlwind, and that's something I do want to talk about in the business basic topics course, whatever you want to call it. Is just that it is pertinent to do a lot of steps first. And so, when we got into this, we were all kind of agreeing that it was going to be kind of fly by the seat of your pants. Hey, just build what we already got. And then it was like, okay, well, let's get an architect to draw it, and then let's get engineering to look into it. And then, engineering got involved, and now it has completely changed from what I bid. Now, luckily, we were able to submit a change order for getting some of that stuff covered, which as of today, I haven't heard a positive answer, but costs were, $20-something thousand more just to suit their needs. And, I'm doing them a favor by not marking it up as much as I could or should. But that's something that everybody should do. If you have to take the time to get it done, even if it's you making the phone calls and you allocating your time to price the material, deal with the contractor, if you have to front, whatever cost, like there's going to be a markup factor and everything, and everybody knows that. And it's ideal when you can work directly with the customer, because then that helps them out because it's not getting marked up multiple times, but at the same time, the value of connections, right? So, this GC and I have built a pretty good relationship over the last few months, and so he has more projects that we're going to be working on in the future, so I'm excited to see where it goes. But there's more of them out there everywhere. So honestly, for those of you guys out there, this is my tidbit for today. If you are looking for work and you want to work for yourself, start calling any kind of general contractor you can find any kind of mechanical contractor you can find, offer your services. I made a division of Row Access called Palmetto Welding Works, and if you're on the Instagram, you've seen me post that. I had some hats for sale, so the logo is still out there for sale if you want to order it for drop ship. But I just did a limited pre-order of hats. I got my fresh Louis Loya hat on. Shout out to him. And this shirt, people are probably going to ask, set the standard. The back says, set the damn standard. Is a Chris Bumstead, who is the now 3-time Mr. Olympia champion. Pretty good motivational guy. I like his stuff. So I like especially the sayings because they pertain to pretty much any sort of task that involves you going out and getting after it. So anywho, like I said, my tidbit for today is just going to be, if you're out there looking for work right now, call the contract. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm actually installing some aluminum fence right now for a couple of customers, and that's not something that I normally do, but they picked me up because, they wanted like a custom metal fence, and, the cost of fabricating something and covering the cost of material is going to be a lot more than it would cost for a prefab, and it's not too far outside of what I normally do. Buying a pre-built aluminum fence that comes in panels and you can put it together and set it up isn't too far outside of what it would take for you to just prefab fence, right? Or prefab handrails. So it is something that's in your wheelhouse if you have the ability to fabricate things, and I'm still making money on it. So don't be afraid to do anything that's just outside of, your normal wheelhouse. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Somebody else will make the money. And my view is that if somebody else can make the money, then why not me? And I asked somebody, a mentor of mine, and he's in a pretty large business himself. And I was like, at some point in times I feel almost greedy, because it's like you make the money and then your level of complacency, I guess, changes, right? You're like, you kind of move up with it, because, I remember very distinctly, like when I got my first helping check, it was like $585. And I looked at Wally and I was like, bro, I'm so close. Like, I just want to make $1,000 a week. Like, that'd be the most money I've ever made. And that would be just crazy. And it's like, now, once you start welding or running your own business, you know, like those of you guys out there that weld or contract weld, you know that like 100 an hour, 10 hour a day, $1,000 a day is pretty standard. And if you don't know, now you do know. So it's like, if I'm not going to make $1,000 a day on doing something, then I try not to make it. I don't even really consider it, but I will consider it to somebody else, especially if I can sub them out, right? Like, because there is somebody out there that's like, dude, I just want to make $300. And so if it's a job that's 900 and they're not willing to budge on 1,000, then I don't have to take my time out to do it, but I can sub it to somebody that's willing to make $300 or $400, and I still make the $400 or $500 on top of that, and I didn't have to do anything but make the phone call. And so that's the business mindset that will change how you view things. And there's just little small pieces like that that will change how you start to kind of put it together. And then you realize that like you can leverage other people's time for your benefit and still make money. But then that becomes another fine line of like, how much is your sanity worth? Because, right, like if I make $250,000 a year and I have to do all the work, how much worth it is it if I make 150 but I don't have to do anything, or 100, right? So like that's still good money, not as much as I could make if I worked all the time. But what if I subbed out 100 a year and then still worked for 200? See what I'm saying? But that'll wrap up today's video. I am going to hop on my motorcycle and go do an estimate because it's 78 degrees here today and it has been raining all week. We got 4 inches of rain 2 nights ago, and then yesterday was kind of a crappy day. So I'm gonna get out here and enjoy the weather, do some estimates, and I will try to get some more videos out this weekend, but we'll see. Don't hold me to it. Thank you guys for following along, that have followed along. I'm really going to try to work on just being better about putting out videos, even if it's just little small blurbs, you know, 5 minutes a piece, on this guide to the hustle. And just throw out tidbits, kind of like Jake's Money Monday, you know. I know Austin puts out videos on Friday for his courses and stuff like that, or whatever else the topic he has for the week. And when you do all of it yourself, I can tell you that your time dwindles fastly. My hours right now are about 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Most people won't admit to that when they run their own business. Granted, I do have some time, like today, I just had a bank appointment and then a couple estimates, and then they ended up getting busy, so now I just have one, and they're just kind of like, come by whenever. So, it's 2:30, gonna go work for an hour, and then maybe go fishing, or something cool like that. Power of working for yourself. So, you guys, stay cool out there. Look for the next video. Again, I appreciate you following along. I'll throw down the link if you are interested in buying something from Palmetto Welding Works and want to represent that. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.